Isabella I of Castile. The name itself evokes images of power, ambition, and unwavering determination. But beyond the regal titles and historical significance lies a story far richer and more complex than the textbooks often portray. This is not the tale of a queen merely born into privilege. This is the saga of a woman who actively shaped her destiny, defying the expectations of her time and leaving an indelible mark on the world. Imagine 15th-century Spain, a land fractured by internal strife, threatened by external enemies, and struggling to forge a unified identity. Into this tumultuous landscape stepped Isabella, a princess whose life was far from idyllic. She was not destined for the throne. In fact, her claim was challenged, her very right to rule contested from the moment she breathed her first breath. The court was a viper's nest of political maneuvering, a crucible of ambition where alliances shifted like desert sands, and betrayal was as common as the sun. Yet, Isabella, even as a young girl, possessed a steel spine, a sharp intellect, and an unwavering resolve that would carry her through years of relentless battles, both on and off the battlefield. Her early life was a constant negotiation, a delicate dance between ambition and survival. She learned to navigate the treacherous currents of courtly politics, mastering the art of diplomacy while simultaneously honing her skills in statecraft. She observed, she learned, she absorbed the lessons of power from those around her, both the wise and the wicked, and she used that knowledge to forge her own path, a path that would ultimately lead her to the throne of Castile. This wasn't a passive ascension. This wasn't a throne simply bestowed upon her. Isabella fought for her inheritance. She fought against powerful rivals, against entrenched interests, against those who believed a woman could never truly rule. Her struggle was a testament to her courage, her tenacity, and her unwavering belief in her own right to govern. She faced down armies, outmaneuvered her opponents, and ultimately secured her claim through a combination of military prowess and shrewd political strategy. Her victory was not a mere triumph of force, it was a triumph of will. It was a victory that shattered the glass ceiling of the time, demonstrating that a woman, given the opportunity and the strength of character, could not only rule but rule effectively, powerfully, and decisively. Her reign was a testament to the idea that gender was no barrier to greatness, a precedent that would inspire women for centuries to come. The story of Isabella I of Castile is not merely a historical account, it's a testament to the human spirit's capacity for resilience, ambition, and unwavering determination. It is a story of a woman who dared to dream beyond the confines of her time, a woman who defied expectations not only to claim her birthright, but to reshape the very destiny of a nation. Her life was a tapestry woven with threads of courage, intelligence, and unwavering faith in herself, a faith that ultimately transformed her from a princess fighting for survival into the warrior queen who forged a nation. A nation that, to this day, bears the indelible imprint of her legacy. And that legacy, my friends, is far from over. It continues to resonate and inspire, proving that the spirit of Isabella I still lives on, a beacon of strength and determination for all who dare to dream of a better world. A world where ambition knows no bounds, and where the strength of a woman's will can truly reshape the course of history. Isabella of Castile. The name itself whispers of power, of unwavering ambition, of a woman who shaped not only a kingdom, but an era. But her journey to the throne wasn't a gilded path, it was a treacherous climb, forged in the fires of political intrigue and fueled by a fierce, personal drive. Born in 1451, Isabella's early life was far from idyllic. The Castilian court, a labyrinth of shifting alliances and bitter rivalries, was her proving ground. Even as a child, she witnessed the brutal realities of power, the betrayals, the assassinations, the constant struggle for dominance. This wasn't a world of fairy tales, this was a world where survival demanded cunning, resilience, and an unwavering will. Her father, John II, a king more interested in courtly pleasures than governance, left the reins of power largely in the hands of his powerful mistress, Isabel de Portugal. This created a complex and often unstable environment for the young princess. While her half-brother, Henry IV, was the heir apparent, his legitimacy was constantly questioned, fueling the flames of succession disputes that would define Isabella's youth. These early years instilled in her a deep understanding of the fragility of power and the necessity of securing one's own position. It was a harsh education, but one that forged her character and prepared her for the battles to come. The court was a breeding ground for whispers and conspiracies. Every noble family had their own agenda, their own ambitions, all vying for influence and advantage. Isabella learned to navigate this treacherous landscape with a keen eye and a sharp mind. She cultivated alliances, carefully choosing her friends and enemies, learning the art of diplomacy while simultaneously honing her skills in political maneuvering. She observed the machinations of the powerful, absorbing their strategies, identifying their weaknesses, and learning to exploit them. This wasn't merely observation, it was a masterclass in survival, a relentless pursuit of knowledge that would serve her well in the years ahead. But Isabella was more than just a shrewd observer. She was ambitious, fiercely independent, and possessed an unwavering belief in her own destiny. While others might have succumbed to the pressures of court life, Isabella refused to be a pawn in the games of others. She possessed an innate sense of self-worth, a quiet determination that refused to be silenced. She understood the value of education, immersing herself in books, developing a strong intellect and a keen understanding of statecraft. This thirst for knowledge wasn't merely a pastime, it was a weapon, a tool she used to arm herself against the challenges that lay ahead. Her ambition wasn't merely a desire for power for its own sake. It was rooted in a deep sense of responsibility towards her kingdom. She saw the weaknesses of her brother's rule, the instability that threatened to tear Castile apart. She believed she could do better, that she could lead her people to a brighter future. This wasn't simply a personal aspiration, it was a conviction, a burning desire to serve her people, a belief in her ability to bring order and stability to a chaotic land. The seeds of her future triumphs were sown in these early years. The political intrigue, the constant maneuvering, the struggle for survival, these weren't obstacles to overcome, they were the crucible in which her leadership was forged. They shaped her into a woman of extraordinary strength, a queen who would defy expectations and leave an indelible mark on history. Her early life was a tapestry woven with threads of ambition, political maneuvering, and a relentless pursuit of power, but it was also a testament to her indomitable spirit and unwavering belief in her own destiny. Isabella of Castile, a princess shaped by intrigue, was destined for greatness. And greatness she would ultimately achieve. The year is 1474. Castile, a kingdom steeped in tradition and simmering with ambition, is embroiled in a brutal power struggle. The death of King Henry IV leaves a vacuum of power, a gaping hole in the very fabric of the nation. His legitimacy, already questioned, casts a long shadow over his young daughter, Juana la Beltranilla, declared heir by a controversial decree. But a storm of dissent brews, fueled by whispers of illegitimacy and the insatiable hunger for power. Enter Isabella, Princess of Castile, a woman of indomitable spirit and unwavering resolve. Isabella, Henry's half-sister, possessed a claim to the throne far stronger than mere bloodline. She possessed a burning ambition, a keen intellect, and an unwavering belief in her own destiny. She saw not a chaotic succession, but an opportunity, a chance to seize her birthright and shape the future of Castile. This was not simply a matter of inheritance, it was a fight for the soul of a nation. Her path was far from easy. Powerful nobles, driven by self-interest and a thirst for influence, rallied behind Juana, their choice a pawn in a dangerous game of political chess. They saw in Isabella a threat, a woman who dared to challenge the established order. The ensuing conflict, known as the War of the Castilian Succession, was a brutal clash of arms and ambition, a struggle that would reshape the destiny of Spain. Isabella's courage was her most formidable weapon. She wasn't merely a passive participant, she was a warrior queen in the making. She faced down her enemies not with empty threats, but with the unwavering strength of her convictions and the unwavering support of her loyal followers. She rode into battle, not cloistered away in a castle, but leading her army, inspiring her soldiers, and proving herself a match for any man. The war was a relentless dance of sieges, battles, and betrayals. Castles changed hands in a whirlwind of violence, alliances shifted as quickly as the tides, and the fate of Castile hung precariously in the balance. Isabella's strength lay not just in her military prowess, but in her shrewd political maneuvering. She formed alliances, secured funding, and inspired her troops with her unrelenting determination. Her bravery, her intelligence, and her refusal to yield transformed her into a symbol of hope for those who believed in her cause. Her army, initially small and poorly equipped, grew in strength and numbers, fueled by the belief in Isabella's leadership and her promise of a stable and prosperous Castile. Each victory, however small, bolstered her claim and chipped away at the support for Juana. She faced down rebellions, overcame treachery, and persisted through countless setbacks. Her resilience became legendary, a testament to her unwavering commitment to her ambition. The war wasn't just a conflict of swords and shields, it was a battle of wills. Isabella's adversaries underestimated her, mistaking her grace and diplomacy for weakness. They failed to recognize the fire that burned within her, the relentless determination that fueled her every action. She fought not just for a crown, but for a vision of a unified, powerful Castile, a kingdom forged in the fires of conflict and tempered by her strength. Her victory was hard-won. The battles were fierce, the casualties heavy, but Isabella persevered. Her relentless pursuit of her rightful inheritance culminated in a decisive victory, securing her place on the throne and forever etching her name into the annals of Spanish history. This was no mere inheritance. It was a triumph of will, a testament to the power of courage, determination, and unwavering belief in oneself. The War of the Castilian Succession proved that Isabella was not just a princess, she was a queen, forged in the crucible of conflict, ready to lead her kingdom to greatness. The future of Spain, once uncertain, now rested firmly in her capable hands. Her reign, a testament to her strength, was about to begin. The year is 1469. Two young monarchs, heirs to rival kingdoms, stand on the precipice of a union that would reshape the very fabric of the Iberian Peninsula. Isabella of Castile, a woman of unwavering determination and fierce independence, and Ferdinand of Aragon, a shrewd and ambitious prince, found themselves bound not only by a marriage contract, but by a shared vision, a unified Spain. Their wedding, a spectacle of grandeur and political maneuvering, marked the beginning of a transformative era. This was no mere dynastic alliance, it was a calculated move, a strategic chess piece played on the grand board of European power. Their marriage wasn't born of romantic love, at least not initially. It was a pragmatic union, forged in the crucible of political necessity. Castile, a kingdom rich in resources but fractured by internal strife, needed stability. Aragon, though smaller, possessed a powerful military and a strategic geographic position. Together, they held the key to unifying the warring kingdoms of the Iberian Peninsula, a goal that had eluded their predecessors for centuries. This was a marriage of kingdoms, a powerful merging of resources and influence. The union wasn't without its challenges. Isabella, accustomed to wielding considerable power in her own right, had to navigate the complexities of shared rule with Ferdinand. Their relationship was a delicate balance of power, a constant negotiation between two strong wills. Yet, their mutual ambition and shared vision proved to be a more powerful force than any potential conflict. The marriage brought about a period of unprecedented stability and expansion. The combined resources of Castile and Aragon allowed them to embark on ambitious projects, both domestically and internationally. They embarked on a systematic campaign to consolidate their power, quelling internal rebellions and solidifying their control over the various regions of their expanding kingdom. The unification of their armies proved to be a formidable force, capable of tackling challenges that had previously seemed insurmountable. The combined financial resources allowed for significant investments in infrastructure, strengthening the economy and improving the lives of their subjects. This union wasn't merely a political arrangement, it was a cultural fusion. The blending of Castilian and Aragonese traditions, customs, and languages created a new identity, a shared sense of national pride that had been previously lacking. The marriage laid the foundation for a unified Spanish culture, a blend of distinct regional identities that would evolve into a powerful national consciousness. This new national identity, fostered by the union, would prove vital in the years to come. Their combined reign marked a turning point in the history of Spain. The unification under Ferdinand and Isabella wasn't a passive process, it was a dynamic, often violent, reshaping of the political landscape. It involved shrewd diplomacy, strategic alliances, and the ruthless suppression of opposition. The marriage wasn't just a personal union, it was the catalyst that forged a new nation, a powerful entity that would soon exert its influence on the global stage. It was the beginning of the end of the Reconquista, the centuries-long struggle against the Moorish presence in Spain. It was the springboard for the voyages of Columbus and the expansion of the Spanish Empire. It was, in essence, the birth of modern Spain. The legacy of Isabella and Ferdinand's marriage extends far beyond the borders of Spain. Their union served as a model for other European powers, demonstrating the potential of dynastic marriages to consolidate power and create stable, unified states. It shaped the political landscape of Europe for centuries to come, influencing the balance of power and setting the stage for future conflicts and alliances. Their marriage was a pivotal moment in history, a union of wills and kingdoms that transformed a fragmented peninsula into a powerful and influential nation. The echoes of their union resonate even today, a testament to the enduring impact of this remarkable partnership. The story of Isabella and Ferdinand's marriage is not just a royal romance, it's a powerful narrative of ambition, strategy, and the forging of a nation. It's a story of how a carefully orchestrated union transcended its initial purpose, becoming the cornerstone of a new era in Spanish history. A story of two monarchs who, through their marriage, changed the course of history itself. Their union was more than a marriage, it was a nation's genesis. The year is 1492. A year etched in the annals of history, not just for the voyage of Columbus, but for the culmination of a centuries-long struggle, the Reconquista. For over 700 years, the Iberian Peninsula had been a tapestry woven with threads of Christian and Moorish cultures, a vibrant yet often violent coexistence. Now, under the reign of Isabella I of Castile, the final chapter of this epic conflict was about to be written. Isabella, a queen forged in the fires of political ambition and unwavering determination, played a pivotal role in this momentous event, a role that would forever shape the destiny of Spain. It wasn't a single battle, a decisive clash of arms that brought the Reconquista to its close. It was a culmination of strategic alliances, relentless military campaigns, and shrewd political maneuvering, all orchestrated with Isabella's unwavering vision at its heart. She understood the strategic importance of Granada, the last Moorish stronghold, a jewel clinging precariously to the southern coast. Its capture would not only symbolize the end of Muslim rule in Spain, but would also solidify the power of the newly unified Spanish kingdoms under her and Ferdinand's rule. Isabella wasn't merely a figurehead, a queen passively observing from the sidelines. She actively participated in the planning and execution of military strategies, providing crucial financial and logistical support to the Christian armies. Her unwavering faith fueled the fervor of her soldiers, and her shrewd political acumen secured essential alliances, turning the tide of battles and securing crucial victories. The siege of Granada was a testament to her unwavering resolve. For months, the city held firm, its walls a defiant testament to Moorish resilience. But Isabella's perseverance, coupled with the relentless pressure of the Christian forces, finally broke the city's defenses. The fall of Granada in January 1492 marked a watershed moment. It wasn't just the conquest of a city, it was the symbolic end of an era. The Reconquista, a long and arduous struggle, had finally reached its conclusion. The echoes of centuries of conflict faded, replaced by the dawning of a new age, an age shaped by the ambitions and the actions of Isabella I. But the victory was bittersweet. The expulsion of the Moors, while a significant milestone in the unification of Spain, also brought with it a shadow, a stain on the otherwise glorious victory. The forced conversions and expulsions that followed cast a long shadow, a stark reminder of the complexities and the often brutal realities of war and conquest. Isabella's role in the Reconquista was multifaceted. She was the driving force behind the military campaigns, the strategist who orchestrated alliances, and the queen who provided the necessary resources. But her legacy is far from simple. It's a tapestry woven from threads of triumph and tragedy, of strategic brilliance and moral ambiguity. The Reconquista was a defining moment in Spanish history, and Isabella, with all her strengths and flaws, stands as a central figure in this transformative chapter, a queen whose actions continue to shape our understanding of Spain's past and its enduring identity. The echoes of the clash of swords, the cries of the vanquished, and the triumphant hymns of victory still resonate through the centuries, a testament to the enduring legacy of Isabella and the complex, multifaceted narrative of the Reconquista. It was a turning point, a moment that irrevocably altered the course of Spanish history, leaving an indelible mark on the cultural and political landscape of the Iberian Peninsula and beyond. Her role was not without controversy, yet it remains undeniably significant, a testament to her strength, ambition, and unwavering belief in her vision for a unified Spain. The Reconquista, a story of faith, war, and the forging of a nation, is inextricably linked to the name of Isabella I of Castile, a queen whose legacy continues to fascinate and inspire debate even today. The expulsion of the Moors, the culmination of centuries of conflict, was a defining moment in her reign, a moment that would forever shape the identity of Spain and her place in history. The narrative is complex, the consequences far-reaching, and the legacy of Isabella I in this pivotal moment remains a subject of ongoing historical analysis and interpretation, forever bound to the dramatic and transformative events of the Reconquista. The year is 1492. A year etched in the annals of history, not just for the arrival of Columbus in the New World, but also for a decree that would irrevocably alter the course of Spanish history, a decree that resonates even to this day, steeped in controversy and consequence, the Alhambra Decree. Issued by Queen Isabella I and King Ferdinand II, this edict commanded the expulsion of all practicing Jews from the Kingdom of Castile and Aragon. No longer would the vibrant tapestry of Jewish life, woven into the fabric of Iberian society for centuries, be tolerated. For generations, Jews had been an integral part of Spain's cultural and economic landscape. They were physicians, scholars, merchants, artisans, contributing significantly to the kingdom's prosperity. Their expulsion, therefore, was not a simple matter of religious intolerance, but a complex decision rooted in a confluence of political, social, and economic factors. The Reconquista, the centuries-long struggle to reclaim the Iberian Peninsula from Muslim rule, had recently culminated in the fall of Granada, the last Muslim stronghold. This victory, however, did not bring about the anticipated unity and harmony. Instead, deep-seated tensions and suspicions remained. Some historians argue that the decree was a calculated political maneuver, designed to consolidate power and solidify national identity in the wake of the Reconquista. By targeting the Jewish community, a relatively small but influential minority, the monarchs aimed to foster a more homogeneous, unified kingdom, free from internal dissent. Others posit that the decree was fueled by religious zeal, a desire to create a purely Catholic Spain, unburdened by perceived heresy. The influence of the Spanish Inquisition, already established, cannot be overlooked. The institution's relentless pursuit of religious conformity undoubtedly played a significant role in shaping the climate of fear and suspicion that led to the decree. The decree itself was not a sudden, impulsive act. It was the culmination of years of growing anti-Semitism, fueled by religious prejudice, economic competition, and political opportunism. Jewish communities, previously granted a degree of tolerance, now found themselves facing escalating persecution. Forced conversions, accusations of heresy, and economic restrictions had already eroded their standing within society. The Alhambra Decree, then, was the ultimate expression of this escalating intolerance, a final, decisive blow. The consequences were profound and far-reaching. Hundreds of thousands of Jews, forced to abandon their homes, their businesses, their ancestral lands, embarked on a harrowing exodus. Some found refuge in other parts of Europe, while others perished during their arduous journeys. The expulsion shattered the economic and cultural fabric of Spain, depriving the kingdom of skilled artisans, merchants, and scholars. The loss of this intellectual and economic capital undoubtedly hampered Spain's development in the years to come. Furthermore, the decree cast a long shadow over Spain's relations with other European nations. The expulsion of the Jews damaged Spain's international reputation and created diplomatic tensions. The event also served as a cautionary tale, highlighting the dangers of religious intolerance and state-sponsored persecution. The Alhambra Decree remains a deeply controversial topic, a subject of intense scholarly debate. Historians continue to grapple with the motives behind the decree, analyzing the complex interplay of religious fervor, political expediency, and economic considerations. The debate revolves not only around the historical context but also the lasting ethical implications of such a drastic measure. Was it a necessary step towards national unity, or a tragic act of religious intolerance? The answer, of course, is far from simple. The legacy of the Alhambra Decree is complex and multifaceted. While it contributed to the creation of a seemingly more unified Catholic Spain, it also came at a tremendous cost. The expulsion of the Jews marked a significant loss of human capital and cultural richness, leaving an indelible scar on the nation's history. The decree serves as a stark reminder of the potential dangers of unchecked religious zeal, political opportunism, and the devastating consequences of intolerance. Its impact continues to be felt today, prompting reflection on the fragility of religious freedom and the enduring importance of tolerance and mutual respect. The echoes of this controversial decision reverberate through the centuries, a somber testament to the enduring power of prejudice and the enduring need for understanding. Its study serves as a vital lesson in the complexities of history and the far-reaching consequences of seemingly singular acts of power. The Alhambra Decree, therefore, remains a crucial chapter in the story of Isabella I, a queen whose reign was defined not only by triumphs but also by deeply troubling decisions. A decision that continues to shape our understanding of Spain's past and its present. The year is 1478. Isabella, the newly crowned Queen of Castile, stands at a precipice. Her reign, born from fierce struggle and forged in the fires of war, is young, yet already burdened by the weight of a nation's expectations. But a shadow stretches long across her burgeoning power, a shadow darker and more insidious than any Moorish army, the Spanish Inquisition. While the Reconquista, the centuries-long expulsion of Muslims and Jews from the Iberian Peninsula, had largely concluded, the echoes of religious conflict reverberated through Spanish society. The Inquisition, established jointly by Isabella and Ferdinand, wasn't merely a continuation of this conflict, it was a chilling escalation, a system designed to root out heresy with brutal efficiency. It was a tool of consolidation, a means of unifying a nation fractured by centuries of religious and cultural division. But at what cost? The very name evokes images of fear, shrouded figures, clandestine trials, and the chilling crackle of burning pyres. This wasn't about theological debate or intellectual discourse. This was about power, about control, about enforcing a rigid and unwavering orthodoxy. The targets were not just those openly defying the Catholic faith, but also those suspected of harboring secret beliefs, of harboring doubts, of deviating even slightly from the prescribed path. The inquisitors, men cloaked in the authority of the Church, possessed immense power. They wielded the authority to investigate, arrest, torture, and condemn, all with little to no oversight. Accusations, often fueled by personal vendettas or simple suspicion, could ruin lives and tear families apart. The process itself was a terrifying ordeal, shrouded in secrecy and designed to break the will of the accused. Confessions, often extracted under duress, were the cornerstone of convictions. Torture, both physical and psychological, was a commonplace tool, employed with chilling regularity. The impact on Spanish society was profound and long-lasting. Fear became a constant companion, permeating every aspect of daily life. People lived in constant fear of denunciation, of being labeled a heretic, and facing the Inquisition's wrath. Suspicion poisoned relationships, turning neighbors into potential enemies, family members into informants. The vibrant cultural tapestry of Spain, once rich with diverse traditions and beliefs, began to unravel, replaced by a suffocating uniformity. The Inquisition's reach extended far beyond the realm of religious belief. It became entangled with economic and political power, used as a means of silencing dissent and eliminating rivals. The confiscation of property from those convicted enriched the crown and the Church, further cementing the Inquisition's position within the power structures of the nation. This economic incentive only served to amplify the system's cruelty and efficiency. The sheer scale of the persecution is staggering. Thousands, perhaps tens of thousands, were accused, tried, and punished. Many were imprisoned for life, languishing in dark, damp cells, their bodies and spirits broken. Others faced the ultimate punishment, execution by burning at the stake. These horrific spectacles served as a chilling reminder of the consequences of defiance, a powerful deterrent against any expression of dissent. The legacy of the Spanish Inquisition casts a long shadow over Isabella's reign, a stark contrast to her achievements in fostering a unified Spain and advancing exploration. While her role in the Reconquista is often celebrated, the Inquisition remains a deeply controversial aspect of her rule, a testament to the complexities of her character and the brutal realities of the era. It serves as a stark reminder that even the most celebrated figures of history are capable of great cruelty and that the pursuit of power can lead to devastating consequences. It forces us to confront the uncomfortable truth that progress and oppression can coexist, even flourish, within the same historical narrative. The Inquisition's dark legacy continues to shape our understanding of Spain's past and serves as a cautionary tale for the present, a reminder of the dangers of unchecked power and the enduring importance of religious tolerance. The flames of the Inquisition may have long been extinguished, but the embers of its legacy continue to smolder, a haunting reminder of the price of intolerance. The reign of Isabella I, far from being solely defined by conquest and political maneuvering, nurtured a flourishing of artistic and scientific endeavors that laid the groundwork for Spain's golden age. Her patronage wasn't merely a display of wealth, it was a strategic investment in the nation's future, a recognition that cultural and intellectual prowess were as vital as military strength. Isabella understood the power of art to inspire, to unify, and to project the image of a powerful, prosperous kingdom onto the world stage. Her court became a magnet for leading artists and intellectuals, attracting renowned painters, sculptors, architects, and writers who found in her a generous and discerning patron. This wasn't simply about commissioning portraits and grand buildings. Isabella actively engaged with the creative process, offering insightful critiques and fostering an environment of innovation and collaboration. Her support extended beyond the grand projects, encompassing the development of workshops, the training of apprentices, and the preservation of artistic heritage. She commissioned the creation of stunning illuminated manuscripts, breathtaking tapestries, and magnificent religious artworks that still captivate audiences centuries later. These weren't mere decorations, they were powerful statements of royal authority, religious devotion, and national identity. Isabella's vision extended beyond the visual arts. She championed the development of literature, fostering a golden age of Spanish prose and poetry. She actively supported the translation of classical texts, enriching the intellectual landscape of Spain and bringing ancient wisdom to a wider audience. Her court became a vibrant center of learning, attracting scholars from across Europe who engaged in lively debates on philosophy, theology, and the natural sciences. This intellectual ferment laid the seeds for future scientific discoveries and advancements. The architectural marvels of her reign stand as testament to her vision. New cathedrals, palaces, and monasteries rose across the kingdom, each a testament to the skill of the artisans and the grandeur of her ambition. These structures were not simply buildings, they were expressions of faith, power, and the nation's newfound prosperity. They reflected a unique blend of Gothic and Renaissance styles, showcasing the artistic innovation that flourished under her patronage. Beyond the grand projects, Isabella's influence extended to the everyday lives of her subjects. She fostered the development of craftsmanship, supporting artisans, and promoting the creation of high-quality goods. This attention to detail, to quality, and to the fostering of skilled labor, contributed to the economic prosperity of the kingdom and solidified Spain's position as a leading European power. Her commitment to quality extended beyond the tangible. She actively sought to cultivate a culture of excellence, inspiring her subjects to strive for the highest standards in all their endeavors. The legacy of Isabella's patronage is profound and enduring. The artistic and intellectual achievements of her reign helped shape the identity of Spain and left an indelible mark on European culture. Her support for the arts and sciences wasn't merely a matter of personal preference, it was a strategic move that strengthened the nation, fostered innovation, and laid the foundation for a golden age that continues to inspire and captivate us today. The paintings, the sculptures, the architecture, the literature, all bear witness to the enduring impact of her vision. The Spanish Golden Age was not simply a period of artistic flourishing, It was a testament to the power of a queen's far-sighted patronage and her unwavering belief in the transformative power of art and learning. Her reign stands as a shining example of how a ruler's foresight can shape the cultural landscape for centuries to come, leaving a legacy that transcends the boundaries of time and geography. The echoes of her patronage resonate still, a reminder of the enduring power of a queen's vision and her commitment to nurturing the flowering of human creativity. The year is 1492. A time of ambition, of daring, of a world yet unknown. Europe, hungry for riches and new trade routes, looked westward, towards the mysteries of the ocean. At the heart of this burgeoning age of exploration stood a woman, a queen whose vision and unwavering support would forever alter the course of history, Isabella I of Castile. For years, Christopher Columbus, a Genoese navigator with a fervent belief in a westward passage to the Indies, had knocked on the doors of European monarchs, seeking funding for his audacious voyage. He had been met with skepticism, with dismissal, with the cold shoulder of doubt. But Isabella, a woman known for her sharp intellect and courageous spirit, saw something more. She saw not just a gamble, but a potential gateway to unimaginable wealth, to new lands, to the expansion of her kingdom's influence across the globe. Columbus's proposal wasn't just about finding a new route to the east. It was about power, about prestige, about securing Spain's place amongst the world's leading nations. The risks were immense. The journey was perilous, fraught with the unknown. Failure could mean financial ruin, political embarrassment, and the loss of precious resources. Yet, Isabella, after careful consideration and consultation with her advisors, saw the potential rewards as far outweighing the risks. She recognized the genius, the unwavering conviction in Columbus's eyes, and she believed in his vision, even when others did not. The decision wasn't easily made. The Spanish treasury was far from overflowing. The Reconquista, the long and arduous struggle to expel the Moors from the Iberian Peninsula, had drained the royal coffers. Yet, Isabella, ever the pragmatist, understood that the potential rewards of a successful voyage far outweighed the immediate financial strain. She was willing to pledge her personal jewels, to mortgage her crown, to stake the future of her kingdom on this audacious gamble. This wasn't simply a matter of financial investment, it was a strategic gamble, a calculated risk taken in pursuit of a grand vision. Her unwavering faith in Columbus, coupled with her shrewd political acumen, proved pivotal. She secured the necessary funding, not just from her own resources but also through careful negotiation and strategic alliances. She convinced the powerful nobles of her court, swaying them with persuasive arguments and the promise of future riches. She navigated the complex political landscape, securing the necessary backing and overcoming the objections of those who doubted Columbus's mission. Isabella's support wasn't merely financial, it was a testament to her belief in the man, in his vision, and in the potential for glory that lay beyond the horizon. The agreement was reached. The ships were prepared. And with the unwavering support of Queen Isabella, Christopher Columbus set sail, embarking on a journey that would transform the world. 3 small ships, the Nina, the Pinta, and the Santa Maria, ventured into the vast unknown, carrying with them not only the hopes and dreams of Columbus but also the weight of Isabella's bold decision, a testament to her courage, her vision, and her unwavering determination to expand Spain's influence and secure its place in the annals of history. The success of the voyage, although initially misunderstood, would cement Isabella's legacy as not just a warrior queen, but a visionary leader whose support for exploration opened a new chapter in human history, forever changing the geopolitical landscape and the very understanding of the world itself. The voyages of discovery, funded by the resolute and far-sighted Isabella, marked a turning point, a moment of transition that would define the next centuries, fundamentally reshaping the map of the world and the very destiny of nations. Isabella's legacy extends far beyond the battles won and the kingdoms consolidated, it reaches across the ocean, to the shores of a new world, a testament to her unwavering faith in a dream that ultimately changed the world forever. Her name is forever intertwined with the age of exploration, a reminder that even amidst the challenges of governance and war, a queen's vision could shape the destiny of nations and launch humanity into a new era of discovery. The unwavering support Isabella I provided to Christopher Columbus and subsequent explorers irrevocably altered the course of history, initiating a period of unprecedented expansion for the Spanish Empire. Her backing, a gamble of immense proportions, transformed a small, relatively isolated kingdom into a global power, wielding influence across continents. This expansion, however, was not without its profound and often brutal consequences. The voyages of discovery, initially fueled by the desire for new trade routes to the east, rapidly evolved into a relentless pursuit of conquest and colonization. Isabella's patronage, while opening up vast new territories and resources to Spain, simultaneously unleashed a wave of exploitation and suffering across the newly discovered lands. The indigenous populations of the Americas, already grappling with internal conflicts and diverse cultures, were unprepared for the onslaught of European expansionism. The arrival of the Spanish conquistadors, armed with superior weaponry and driven by a thirst for gold and glory, marked the beginning of a dark chapter in the history of the Americas. Entire civilizations were decimated, their rich traditions and knowledge systems systematically erased. The introduction of European diseases, to which the native populations had no immunity, resulted in catastrophic epidemics that wiped out millions. The imposition of Spanish rule, with its brutal methods of subjugation and forced labor, led to widespread suffering and the systematic destruction of indigenous societies. The consequences extended far beyond the immediate devastation. The transatlantic slave trade, fueled by the insatiable demand for labor in the newly established colonies, became a monstrous engine of human suffering, tearing apart families and communities across Africa. Millions of Africans were forcibly transported across the Atlantic, subjected to unimaginable cruelty and dehumanization, their lives reduced to mere commodities in the service of the burgeoning Spanish Empire. The vast influx of silver and gold from the Americas, a direct result of Isabella's support for exploration, profoundly impacted the Spanish economy. It fueled a period of unprecedented wealth and prosperity, but also contributed to inflation and economic instability. The sudden influx of precious metals disrupted existing trade networks and fueled intense competition between European powers, leading to further conflict and bloodshed. Isabella's legacy in this context is undeniably complex. While her support for exploration undeniably propelled Spain to the forefront of global power, it also unleashed forces of destruction and exploitation that continue to cast a long shadow over the history of the Americas and the world. The immense wealth and power accumulated by Spain came at an immeasurable human cost, a cost that cannot be ignored when evaluating the full impact of Isabella's reign. Her decision to support Columbus, a decision born from a blend of ambition, religious zeal, and a desire to expand Spanish influence, fundamentally reshaped the geopolitical landscape. The resulting empire, sprawling across continents, became a testament to Spanish power and ambition, but also a stark reminder of the devastating consequences of unchecked conquest and colonization. The legacy of this expansion continues to resonate in the complex political, social, and economic realities of the modern world, a legacy inextricably linked to the decisions and actions of Isabella I of Castile. The expansion of the Spanish Empire under Isabella's patronage was a transformative event, altering the balance of global power and leaving an indelible mark on the world. It was a period of both extraordinary achievement and profound suffering, a complex tapestry woven from threads of ambition, exploration, conquest, and exploitation. Understanding this complex legacy requires a careful examination of both the triumphs and the tragedies, the glories and the atrocities, that defined the age of Isabella. The consequences of her support for exploration and conquest continue to shape our world, a testament to the far-reaching impact of her reign. It is a story of immense power, vast wealth, and ultimately, a profound and enduring responsibility. A responsibility that continues to be debated and re-examined even centuries later. The shadow of Isabella's legacy, both glorious and terrible, continues to stretch across the globe, a constant reminder of the complexities of empire and the enduring power of historical choices. Isabella's legacy. A tapestry woven from threads of triumph and tragedy, of ambition and adversity, of profound impact on a nation and reverberations felt across centuries. To understand her enduring influence is to grapple with the complexities of a woman who shaped not just Spain, but the very course of global history. Her reign, a pivotal moment in the consolidation of Spain, saw the unification of two powerful kingdoms, Castile and Aragon, under a single crown. This union, forged through her marriage to Ferdinand, wasn't merely a political maneuver, it was a strategic masterstroke that laid the foundation for a unified Spanish identity, a cornerstone of the nation's future power and influence. The Reconquista, the centuries-long struggle to reclaim the Iberian Peninsula from Moorish rule, reached its culmination during her lifetime. This event, deeply rooted in religious fervor and political ambition, irrevocably shaped Spain's cultural landscape and its relationship with the rest of Europe. The expulsion of the Moors, a defining moment of her reign, remains a controversial chapter, a testament to the complexities of her legacy and the enduring debates it sparks. Isabella's patronage of the arts and sciences ushered in a golden age for Spain, a flourishing of creativity and intellectual pursuit that left an indelible mark on European culture. The establishment of universities, the support of artists and writers, and the encouragement of scientific inquiry laid the groundwork for a period of unprecedented artistic and intellectual growth. This cultural flourishing wasn't merely an aesthetic endeavor, it was a conscious strategy to elevate Spain's standing on the world stage, to solidify its position as a major player in European politics and diplomacy. But her legacy is not without its shadows. The Spanish Inquisition, a dark stain on her reign, represents a stark reminder of the complexities of her character and the moral ambiguities of her time. The persecution of religious minorities, the suppression of dissenting voices, these actions cast a long shadow over her achievements and serve as a sobering counterpoint to the narratives of progress and enlightenment often associated with her reign. Perhaps her most globally significant contribution lies in her sponsorship of Christopher Columbus's voyages. This bold decision, fraught with risk and uncertainty, not only opened up a new world to European exploration but also irrevocably altered the course of global history. The discovery of the Americas, while a momentous event in itself, also unleashed a wave of colonization, conquest, and exploitation that would have far-reaching and devastating consequences for indigenous populations. This aspect of her legacy, the brutal realities of colonial expansion, remains a source of ongoing debate and critical examination. Isabella's influence extended beyond the borders of Spain. Her strategic alliances, her diplomatic prowess, her unwavering ambition, all contributed to the rise of Spain as a major European power. The impact of her reign on the balance of power in Europe, on the dynamics of international relations, continues to be studied and analyzed by historians to this day. Her legacy is not simply a historical artifact, it is a living testament to the enduring power of ambition, the complexities of leadership, and the enduring impact of a single individual on the course of history. Her story is not a simple tale of heroism or villainy. It is a multifaceted narrative that reflects the contradictions inherent in human ambition and the complexities of leadership. It is a reminder that historical figures are not simply good or evil, but individuals whose actions were shaped by the circumstances of their time, their beliefs, and their ambitions. Isabella's legacy is not a monolithic entity, but a tapestry woven from disparate threads, a complex and enduring influence that continues to shape our understanding of Spain, of Europe, and of the world itself. It is a legacy that demands careful consideration, critical analysis, and a nuanced understanding of the historical context in which it unfolded. And it is a legacy that continues to resonate, to provoke, and to inspire debate even centuries after her death. The queen who forged a nation left behind a legacy as vast and complex as the empire she helped to build, a legacy that continues to challenge and inspire us today. The story of Isabella I of Castile, the Catholic queen, is a tapestry woven with threads of both historical fact and enduring myth. For centuries, she's been portrayed as a paragon of piety, a shrewd political strategist, and a ruthless conqueror. But how much of this image reflects the reality of her life, and how much is the product of later embellishment and interpretation? Let's delve into the layers of myth surrounding Isabella, beginning with her image as a devout Catholic. While undeniably a deeply religious woman, the extent of her piety has been exaggerated. The Inquisition, a dark stain on her reign, is often cited as proof of her unwavering faith. However, its brutality and the persecution of religious minorities should not be interpreted solely through a lens of religious zeal. Political expediency and the consolidation of power played significant roles in the Inquisition's implementation. Her piety, therefore, was a complex mixture of genuine belief and calculated political strategy. Another persistent myth surrounding Isabella is her unwavering strength and decisiveness. While undeniably a powerful and assertive leader, the historical record reveals a more nuanced picture. She collaborated closely with her husband, Ferdinand, often sharing power and consulting him on major decisions. The image of Isabella as a sole ruler, single-handedly forging a nation, is a simplification of a complex political partnership. While she possessed remarkable political acumen and determination, she was also a product of her time, navigating a world of male-dominated power structures. The myth of Isabella's unwavering support for Columbus's voyages also requires closer examination. While she did ultimately fund the expeditions, it wasn't a simple act of faith. The decision was made after careful consideration of the financial and political implications, a process involving numerous consultations and negotiations. The romanticized narrative of a queen instantly captivated by Columbus's vision overlooks the intricate political and economic calculations that underpinned her decision. The conquest of Granada, the final bastion of Moorish rule in Spain, is another area where myth intertwines with reality. While Isabella played a crucial role in this decisive victory, the narrative often overlooks the contributions of her army and the complexities of the protracted conflict. The triumph is often presented as a purely religious crusade, obscuring the political and economic motivations that fueled the Reconquista. Furthermore, the image of Isabella as a unifier of Spain often overshadows the internal conflicts and tensions that characterized her reign. The unification of Castile and Aragon was a gradual process, fraught with challenges and resistance. The peaceful coexistence of different cultures and religions within her kingdom was far from a reality, and the religious uniformity she sought came at a significant cost. Finally, the legacy of Isabella is often presented as one of unwavering progress and national glory. However, a balanced assessment requires acknowledging the darker aspects of her reign, the persecution of Jews and Muslims, the brutality of the Inquisition, and the exploitative nature of the colonial endeavors her support for Columbus initiated. Separating fact from fiction in Isabella's story is a crucial task. While she undeniably left an indelible mark on Spain and the world, a critical examination reveals a more complex and multifaceted figure than the idealized portraits often presented. She was a product of her time, a powerful queen navigating a world of political intrigue, religious fervor, and burgeoning global ambitions. Her story is a testament to the enduring power of myth, but also a reminder of the importance of historical accuracy and nuanced understanding. Her legacy, therefore, is not simply one of unwavering success, but a complex tapestry woven with threads of both triumph and tragedy, faith and ambition, unity and division. It's a story that deserves to be explored not through the lens of simplistic narratives, but through the careful scrutiny of historical fact, allowing us to appreciate the true complexities of this extraordinary queen. Only then can we truly grasp the enduring impact of Isabella I of Castile on the course of history. Isabella I of Castile. A name synonymous with the rise of a nation, a testament to ambition, and a legacy etched in the annals of history. Her achievements were not merely the result of fortunate circumstances, they were the product of a sharp intellect, unwavering determination, and a strategic vision that reshaped the Iberian Peninsula and extended Spain's influence across the globe. Let us delve into the tapestry of her accomplishments, the threads of which are woven into the very fabric of modern Spain. First, consider the unification of Spain. Before Isabella, the kingdom was fractured, a patchwork of competing fiefdoms and regional loyalties. Her marriage to Ferdinand II of Aragon, a union forged not just in love but in astute political calculation, was a pivotal moment. This marriage, this strategic alliance, laid the groundwork for the unification of Castile and Aragon, a monumental achievement that solidified Spain's position as a major European power. It wasn't merely a merging of crowns, it was a forging of a national identity, a shared purpose, a collective strength that previously had been unimaginable. This unification provided the crucial foundation for subsequent expansion and influence. Then there's the Reconquista, the centuries-long struggle to reclaim the Iberian Peninsula from Moorish rule. Isabella didn't simply inherit this conflict, she actively shaped its outcome. Her unwavering commitment to the Christian reconquest, her shrewd military strategies, and her unwavering support for her armies propelled the campaign to its dramatic climax in Granada. The fall of Granada in 1492, a pivotal moment in Spanish history, stands as a testament to her leadership, her military acumen, and her unyielding faith. This victory not only expanded Spanish territory but also profoundly impacted the cultural and religious landscape of the nation, permanently altering its trajectory. Beyond the battlefield, Isabella's legacy extends to the realm of governance and administration. She implemented crucial administrative reforms, strengthening the central government and establishing a more efficient and effective system of governance. This centralized power allowed for better control over the kingdom's resources, fostering economic growth and stability. She implemented significant legal reforms, promoting justice and order, and laying the foundation for a more unified legal system throughout the newly unified kingdom. Her reforms weren't simply about consolidating power, they were about building a stronger, more prosperous, and more stable nation. Her patronage of the arts and sciences cannot be overlooked. Isabella's reign marked the beginning of Spain's Golden Age, a period of extraordinary artistic and intellectual flourishing. She supported artists, writers, and scholars, fostering a vibrant cultural environment that produced some of the most iconic works of Spanish art and literature. Her support wasn't simply a matter of personal preference, it was a strategic move to elevate Spain's cultural standing on the world stage, further solidifying its position as a dominant force. And finally, her pivotal role in the voyages of discovery, specifically her support for Christopher Columbus's expeditions, cannot be understated. While the consequences of this undertaking are complex and multifaceted, Isabella's decision to fund Columbus's voyages fundamentally altered the course of world history. The discovery of the New World, though fraught with ethical complexities, opened up new trade routes, expanded Spain's global reach, and ushered in an era of unprecedented exploration and colonization. This bold decision, though controversial in hindsight, cemented Isabella's place as a figure who shaped not only Spain's destiny but the very fabric of the modern world. In summation, Isabella I of Castile's achievements weren't isolated events, they were interconnected elements of a grand strategy, carefully orchestrated to secure Spain's position as a major global power. The unification of the kingdoms, the successful conclusion of the Reconquista, the implementation of administrative and legal reforms, the patronage of the arts and sciences, and the sponsorship of Columbus's voyages, these were the cornerstones of her legacy, each contributing to the creation of a unified, powerful, and culturally rich Spain. Her reign was not without its complexities and controversies, but her impact on the course of Spanish history, and indeed world history, remains undeniable and profoundly significant. She was a warrior queen, a shrewd politician, a visionary leader, and a figure whose influence resonates even today. Isabella's reign, a tapestry woven with threads of triumph and adversity, was far from a smooth ascent to power. From the very beginning, she faced challenges that would test the mettle of even the most seasoned ruler. Her claim to the Castilian throne, while legitimate, was fiercely contested. Powerful nobles, vying for influence and control, challenged her authority at every turn, plotting rebellions and sowing discord amongst her people. These weren't mere squabbles, these were full-blown wars, threatening to unravel her nascent kingdom before it could truly take root. Isabella, however, met these threats with unwavering determination, a strategic mind, and a courage that bordered on the legendary. She skillfully navigated treacherous political landscapes, forging alliances with key figures while simultaneously neutralizing her opponents through a combination of shrewd diplomacy and decisive military action. Her battlefield prowess was not merely a matter of luck, she understood the art of war, personally overseeing campaigns and inspiring her troops with her unwavering resolve. The War of the Castilian Succession was a brutal crucible, forging her into the formidable leader she would become. Beyond the battlefield, Isabella faced internal pressures that tested her resolve. The Castilian court was a viper's nest of intrigue, where whispers and betrayals were as common as the air they breathed. Conspiracies were hatched in shadows, and loyalty was a commodity as fickle as the weather. She had to constantly be vigilant, discerning friend from foe, and ruthlessly dealing with those who sought to undermine her authority. This required a keen understanding of human nature, an ability to read between the lines, and a ruthless pragmatism that sometimes clashed with compassion. But Isabella understood that weakness would be her undoing. She cultivated a reputation for decisive action, making it clear that treachery would not be tolerated. This, coupled with her genuine concern for the welfare of her people, helped her maintain a degree of stability amidst the constant turmoil. Further complicating matters was the ever-present threat of external enemies. The Moorish kingdoms in southern Spain remained a powerful force, and their incursions posed a constant threat to Isabella's expanding territories. The Reconquista, while ultimately successful, was a protracted and bloody conflict that demanded significant resources and unwavering commitment. Isabella had to not only fight the Moors on the battlefield but also contend with the internal divisions within her own kingdom, ensuring sufficient resources and manpower were available for the ongoing war effort. This demanded incredible organizational skills, meticulous planning, and an ability to inspire loyalty and unity amongst her diverse subjects. The economic challenges of her reign were equally formidable. Castile, while rich in resources, was also burdened by debt and internal strife. Isabella had to implement economic reforms to bolster the royal treasury and stabilize the nation's finances. This required difficult decisions, including unpopular taxes and strict financial controls, all while managing the immense cost of her military campaigns and maintaining a semblance of social order. Her success in this area was remarkable, laying the foundation for Spain's later economic prosperity. Furthermore, Isabella's relationship with Ferdinand II of Aragon, while ultimately beneficial for the unification of Spain, was not without its complexities. Balancing the interests of two powerful kingdoms and two strong personalities required political acumen and a willingness to compromise. The challenges of forging a unified Iberian kingdom were immense, requiring delicate negotiations, careful diplomacy, and a constant awareness of the potential for conflict between the two powerful entities. Yet, Isabella navigated these complexities with remarkable skill, creating a union that would fundamentally reshape the political landscape of Europe. Throughout her life, Isabella faced numerous obstacles, each threatening to derail her ambitious plans. However, she overcame them all through her unwavering determination, her sharp intellect, her strategic thinking, her courage on the battlefield, and her skillful manipulation of political power. She proved that a woman could not only rule but also excel in a world dominated by men, leaving an undeniable mark on history through her strength, resilience, and unwavering dedication to her kingdom. Her story is a testament to the power of resilience and the remarkable capacity of the human spirit to overcome even the most formidable challenges. The legacy of Isabella I of Castile, a queen whose life spanned a pivotal era in European history, continues to resonate profoundly in the 21st century. Her story, a tapestry woven with threads of ambition, courage, and unwavering determination, transcends the confines of her time, offering timeless lessons and prompting ongoing scholarly debate. Her impact extends far beyond the borders of 15th-century Spain, influencing the course of global exploration, religious dynamics, and the very formation of national identity. Isabella's enduring relevance stems, in part, from her complex and often contradictory nature. She was a devout Catholic, yet she ruthlessly pursued her political ambitions, sometimes employing methods that now seem morally questionable. This internal conflict, this juxtaposition of piety and power, makes her a fascinating and endlessly compelling figure. She challenges us to confront the complexities of leadership, the blurred lines between faith and statecraft, and the enduring tension between idealism and pragmatism. Her role in the Reconquista, the centuries-long campaign to expel Muslim rule from the Iberian Peninsula, remains a source of ongoing historical analysis and debate. While celebrated by some as a champion of Christian Spain, others critique her actions as contributing to religious persecution and the displacement of entire populations. Understanding Isabella requires grappling with this multifaceted legacy, acknowledging both the triumphs and the tragedies of her reign. It demands a nuanced approach, eschewing simplistic narratives and embracing the complexities of the historical context. Isabella's patronage of Christopher Columbus's voyages of discovery irrevocably altered the course of world history. Her decision to finance his expedition, a gamble of immense proportions, resulted in the discovery of the Americas, a transformative event with profound and far-reaching consequences. The ensuing transatlantic exchange, while ushering in an era of unprecedented global interconnectedness, also led to colonialism, exploitation, and the devastating impact on indigenous populations. Isabella's involvement in this crucial juncture forces us to confront the ethical implications of exploration and the enduring legacy of colonialism. Furthermore, Isabella's reign ushered in a period of significant cultural flourishing in Spain, often referred to as the Spanish Golden Age. Her patronage of the arts and sciences fostered a climate of intellectual and artistic innovation, leaving an indelible mark on Spanish culture and contributing to the broader European Renaissance. This legacy continues to inspire artists, scholars, and thinkers, reminding us of the crucial role of enlightened leadership in fostering cultural growth and innovation. Beyond the grand narratives of conquest and exploration, Isabella's story offers a compelling case study in leadership, particularly female leadership in a patriarchal era. Her ability to navigate the treacherous waters of 15th-century European politics, to consolidate power, and to assert her authority in a male-dominated world, remains an inspiration to many. Her story challenges conventional narratives of female subservience, offering a powerful counterpoint to the historical underrepresentation of women in positions of authority. Finally, Isabella's enduring relevance lies in her capacity to provoke critical thought and inspire ongoing historical inquiry. She is not a static figure, frozen in time, but a subject of ongoing scholarly debate and reinterpretation. Her story continues to be re-examined through the lens of contemporary perspectives, prompting new understandings of her reign and its lasting impact. The complexities of her legacy ensure that Isabella I of Castile will remain a compelling and relevant historical figure for generations to come, a testament to the enduring power of historical narratives to shape our understanding of the past and inform our engagement with the present. Her life, rich in both triumph and tragedy, serves as a powerful reminder of the enduring human capacity for both remarkable achievement and profound imperfection. The study of her reign is not simply the examination of a bygone era, but a continuous dialogue with the enduring questions of power, faith, and the human condition.